The hue, which coward dread on my pale cheeks imprinted, when I saw my guide turn back, chased that from his which newly they had worn, and inwardly restrained it. He, as one who listens, stood attentive, for his eye not far could lead him through the sable air, and the thick gathering cloud. It yet behooves we win this fight, thus he began, if not such aid to us as offered. Oh, how long meseems it, ere the promised help arrive? I noted how the sequel of his words clocked their beginning, for the last he spake agreed not with the first. But not the less my fear was at his saying, sith I drew to import worse perchance, than that he held his mutilated speech. Doth ever any into this rueful concave's extreme depth descend, out of the first degree, whose pain is deprivation merely of sweet hope? Thus I inquiring. Rarely, he replied, it chances, that among us any makes this journey, which I wend. Ere while 'tis true once came I here beneath, conjured by fell Erichtho, sorceress, who compelled the shades back to their bodies. No long space my flesh was naked of me, when within these walls she made me enter, to draw forth a spirit from out of Judas' circle. Lowest place is that of all, obscurest, and removed farthest from heaven's all-circling orb. The road full well I know, thou therefore rest secure. That lake, the noisome stench exhaling, round the city of grief encompasses, which now we may not enter without rage. Yet more he added, but I hold it not in mind, for that mine eye toward the lofty tower had drawn me wholly to its burning top. Where in an instant I beheld uprisen at once three hellish furies stained with blood, in limb and motion feminine they seemed, around them greenest hydras twisting rolled their volumes, adders and cerastes crept instead of hair, and their fierce temples bound. He, knowing well the miserable hags who tend the queen of endless woe, thus spake. Mark thou each dire Erinyes. To the left this is Magira, on the right hand she, who wails, Alecto, and Tisiphone ith midst. This said, in silence he remained their breasts they each one clawing tore, themselves smote with their palms, and such shrill clamour rised, that to the bard I clung, suspicion bound. Hasten Medusa, so to adamant him shall we change, all looking down exclaimed. E'en when by Theseus' might assailed, we took no ill revenge. Turn thyself round, and keep thy countenance hid, for if the Gorgon dire be shown, and thou shouldst view it, thy return upwards would be forever lost. This said, himself my gentle master turned me round, nor trusted he my hands, but with his own he also hid me. Ye of intellect sound and entire, mark well the lore concealed under close texture of the mystic strain. And now there came o'er the perturbed waves loud crashing, terrible, a sound that made either shore tremble, as if of a wind impetuous, from conflicting vapors sprung, that gainst some forest driving all its might, plucks off the branches, beats them down and hurls afar, then onward passing proudly sweeps its whirlwind rage, while beasts and shepherds fly. Mine eyes he loosed, and spake, and now direct thy visual nerve along that ancient foam, there, thickest where the smoke ascends. As frogs before their foe the serpent, through the wave ply swiftly all, till at the ground each one lies on a heap, more than 1,000 spirits destroyed, so saw I fleeing before one who passed with unwet feet the Stygian sound. He, from his face removing the gross air, oft his left hand forth stretched, and seemed alone by that annoyance wearied. I perceived that he was sent from heaven, and to my guide turned me, whose signal made that I should stand quiet, and bend to him. Ah me! How full of noble anger seemed he! To the gate he came, and with his wand touched it, whereat open without impediment it flew. Outcasts of heaven! O abject race and scorned! Began he on the horrid Grunsel standing, whence doth this wild excess of insolence lodge in you? Wherefore kick you gainst that will ne'er frustrate of its end, and which so oft hath laid on you enforcement of your pangs? What profits at the face to but the horn? Your Cerberus, if you remember, hence bears still, peeled of their hair, his throat and maw. This said, he turned back o'er the filthy way, and syllable to us spake none, but wore the semblance of a man by other care beset, and keenly pressed, then thought of him who in his presence stands. Then we our steps toward that territory moved, secure after the hallowed words. We Anapos there entered, and my mind eager to learn what state a fortress like to that might hold, I soon as entered throw mine eye around, and see on every part wide stretching space replete with bitter pain and torment ill. As where Rhone stagnates on the plains of Alls, or as at Pola, near Cornaro's Gulf, that closes Italy and laves her bounds, the place is all thick spread with sepulchres, so was it here, save what in horror here excelled, for midst the graves were scattered flames, wherewith intensely all throughout they burned, that iron for no craft their hotter needs. Their lids all hung suspended, and beneath from them forth issued lamentable moans, such as the sad and tortured well might raise. I thus, Master, say, who are these, interred within these vaults, of whom distinct we hear the dolorous sighs? He answered thus returned. The arch-heretics are here, accompanied by every sect their followers, and much more, than thou believest. Tombs are freighted, like with like is buried, and the monuments are different in degrees of heat. This said, he to the right hand turning, on we passed betwixt the afflicted and the ramparts high.